Can random people posting art advice comments on my YouTube channel actually help me improve? Are these people just lying about their skill? Or is this the secret to make massive progress due to tons of mentors all giving me their best personalized advice? I'm gonna be following all of them to find out. First comment is someone with 10 years art experience telling me I need to follow a colouring tutorial. So let's do it. First one that appears is a tutorial from YouTuber and artist Nero. I'm blocking the sketch, some line art, and now with the colours. The comment said I should put a base colour down before adding variations. So that's exactly what I do. Add some blend modes for the light and shadow, and that's it. Looks good. Now we're doing a few more, this time using different styles to create different feels. First one he calls the clean default. I'm just doing the sketch. I thought it was looking good, but then I flipped the canvas and it turned into a different drawing. So I'm going to try liquefy it to save it, and with a bit of retouching it looks reasonable. So I'm adding some colour using the lasso tool and multiply for the shadows. It looks pretty messy and kind of bad as a drawing overall. Next one is called the sketchy finish, which I think will suit me a bit more, because whenever I try to make things look clean and nice, I always spend forever and it rarely looks good. So for this one I'm starting with a bit of construction to prevent what happened before. And I've made it too clean. Whatever. I do the colour kind of weird, only half following the way he says, and I'm just doing my own thing in parts. And it turns out okay. I got the colour variations in the face pretty good, I feel. So I'm fine with it. Now in a kind of manga style, this one the sketch has shadows in it. The colour's pretty basic. He adds a filter which I just replaced with a gradient map, changing its colour at the end. Out of these three faces, the second one is definitely my favourite. The colours are a lot nicer and combined better. Okay, then I did one more. Her face is a bit weird, but it looks pretty good. The colours are nice on the jacket especially. And the last one. Now I actually wish I could draw like this guy. His style is so nice and just has such a good feel to it. Anyway, so I think that helped me a bit. Let's just continue with the next few. I need to do some life drawing from Procreate with good line confidence and using measuring tools. Okay, I'm gonna do about a page or so of gesture drawing from Procreate's figure drawing fundamentals class. I'm spending about 2 minutes on each one. I think I'm improving my line quality from it. You know, it seems like almost every really good art teacher advocates gesture drawing, but for me, I don't know if I'm not doing it right, it just doesn't really help. I spent over 100 hours doing gesture drawing before when I was worse at art in hopes of improving, after hearing that it would help me if I just did a few minutes every day. But it just didn't, and I almost felt as if my art had gone worse after. So yeah, unpopular opinion I know, and of course I'm not criticising anyone who recommends it. I'm sure it can work and is a good practice, but for me so far it just really hasn't helped. So yeah, I spent about an hour on these ones and that's what I got. Okay, next advice. I should read an anatomy book like the Artist's Guide to Anatomy, or this other comment says I should read a book like Morpho or Hampton Figure Drawing. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Morpho, Simplified Forms, Anatomy for Artists. Let's do it. Now the comment says to copy it from start to finish, but with some quick calculations there's roughly 50 pages with around 15 drawings per page. So if I'm spending 10 to 15 minutes per drawing, this challenge could easily take me well over 100 hours. To be honest, if I actually did all of it, I'd probably improve a ton. That would have to be a video in itself if I did even want to do it. So for now I just do the first few pages, which have a small number of drawings on them to get a feel for it. These took about an hour as well. Next comment, person says I should do contour drawing. Now I've never even heard of this before, so after a quick Google search it sounds kinda cool. I'm guessing anything I draw is going to look trash, but I think it'll be fun, so I'll give it a go. Okay, so to be honest, it looks pretty good. Like, it's bad, but it's good. I don't even know. Let me just do some more. Okay, yeah, never mind. These look horrible. I'm going for a few more. I think I'm kind of improving as I do them, but they all look really weird. I don't know if I'm doing it right or how much I should be looking down at these. It feels like I'm trying to project what I see on my reference down. I don't know what it is, but these just feel nice to do. Alright, last few. I'm going to be doing this challenge called Nicolaides right angle study. I take something, then try to draw it as if it was rotated 90 degrees. I've also never heard of this before, so it'll be interesting to try. Now I'm using 3D models for this because after I draw it the first time, I need to draw it again from reference after I've actually rotated it to see the difference. Now trying to draw it from a different angle is really messing with me, especially at the beginning as I was trying to think about it in 3D and turn it in my head, which was challenging to do. But also really fun as it put a new twist that made me have to think in a different way. So yeah, there's not much to say. The second one turned out better of course, but it was just a nice challenge to do. Now before we go on to the last one, there was a few other pieces of art advice I got that I didn't follow. I was told to do some traditional art, and I have done some pen and paper drawings before, but for now I'm just going to stick to digital. Who knows, maybe that's something I should try go a bit deeper into to improve my art. I also got a ton of people telling me to stop drawing with my finger, but the iPad 50 I'm using just isn't compatible with any styluses, so yeah, when that YouTube money starts rolling in then maybe I'll get a new iPad or drawing tablet. Then I also got this one comment recommending me to follow some Udemy tutorials, so let me know in the comments if I should try that. Maybe it's a separate video. Alright, enough talking for now. Last thing to do is create a perspective grid and then try to fit an environment scene into it. This is another challenge which I've never heard of before, so I'll give it a go. Now this is kind of weird. It's another one that makes me really use my brain. Assuming I'm not supposed to move the perspective grid to match the image, I'm also kind of doing the right angle study I was doing before at the same time, because I have to slightly rotate some stuff in my head and then also make it fit into the perspective grid. I also spent just over an hour on this one and it turned out pretty good. So can my comment section actually teach me to draw? Potentially? If I did a ton of all the stuff they told me, I could probably see some pretty good progress. But is it an actual way to improve? I'm not so sure. It's of course very incomplete, but there was definitely some cool ideas, really helpful advice and new things to try that was super fun to do that I would do again in the future for sure, which could really help me improve. So yeah, I think it was worth it.